everyone, Genome here, coming at you with a very, very, very late contest entry for John's Comics with Kids. Now, I do realize the contest is over, at least the time constraints on there, so I'm just doing this because I actually wanted to do the video, and I kind of forgot. I wrote down some notes and everything, like over like a month ago or something when I first saw it announced, and then I forgot to make the video. Such is the life of content creation, right? So, his contest is really unique. It's one of the reasons I wanted to do it. And it's basically assigning a pop culture item to a YouTuber. I actually picked, what is it, 7 or 8, something like that, YouTubers, because I thought it might be kind of interesting. And I know most of these people, at least, via the YouTube realm. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Oh, by the way, this is his 700 subscribers contest. Let's see where you're at right now. Oh, look at that. You've almost at 800. So you've blown past that. So well done, sir. That's a lot of subs in a month and some change. So I'll go ahead and read to you the YouTuber, and then I will assign to them the pop culture icon that I think befits them the most. And if all possible, I'll give you an audio and visual, or is it audio and or visual representation of what I'm talking about, just in case it's not in your, known lexicon. So let's start off with none other than the ambassador to the comic books community, MetaRaagh. So what would I assign MetaRaagh? Well, he's definitely a man of mystery, from his lair, as it were, to his as of yet unseen persona. So, given his likable nature, his willingness to do for others and help others, I'm going to assign him. Oh, and his craftiness, in the face of oncoming doom. I'm going to assign him the Hobbit's Elven's Cloak of Invisibility. That is a tough word to say many times over. The Elven Cloak of Invisibility. Basically, the one you saw from Lord of the Rings. Which allowed them to become invisible by throwing it over themselves. So they're there, but they're not really there, at least for the untrained eye. But he's right there behind the camera, so don't forget he's the hobbit beneath the boulder, as it were. So next up, let's go with another of my stable mates from the Graders Notes show. I'm going to go with Mr. Miracle. Now, we all know Mr. Miracle is... how shall we say, usually contemptuous of the comic books that other people pick, but he has his moments, and one of the things he's really, really, really good at is actually speculating on what's going to get hot, and he goes down pretty deep, and he gives pretty good logic and rationale for his picks, and not just because there's a movie coming up or something that it's not always his choices. So, given his predestination, or at least what appears to be predestination for picking good books, I'm going to assign him the pop culture icon of the Gateway to Tomorrow from Star Trek, the original series.
I was made to offer the past in this manner. I cannot change.
Yeah, that little thing you go back and play with, jumping around in time. It's dangerous in the hands of a lesser being, but Miracle pulls it off, so kudos to you, sir. Next up will be I Love Signed Comics. I Love Signed Comics has some great stuff, some great ideas on how to, or what should be good coming out, and he is the know-all be-all, especially on his website, of how you get a comic signed and how much it's going to cost you, and where you can get it done, and what the guy is like, So for him, I think something kind of ties in pretty well with him is the psychic paper from Doctor Who.
I'm universally recognized as a mature and responsible adult.
That way, if there was anything that was actually missing in his collection, well, he can just hold it up and people would think it's actually signed, but it's really not. So I guess he can always disguise himself as an FBI agent to get harder to reach artists to sign for him. But in any case, that's what I would give to him. So moving right along, next we're coming from overseas here. We're talking about none other than Matilda Gothica. Now, what would I give Matilda? Well, for those of you, especially who follow her on Instagram, know she is quite the prolific artiste. She is always doodling and drawing things and giving stuff away to people. So due to her, great generous nature, general positivity and her proclivity to artwork itself, I'm going to assign her Bob Ross's palette.
Today I thought we'd do a great big almighty mountain. I think you'll really enjoy this one. And they'll come across the screen in the same order that I have them on the palette, starting with a titanium white and working around.
Yes, happy little trees abound, happy little clouds are amazing, and happy big mountains, look down upon their grandeur to see her great work. So, yeah, Matilda, you have Bob Ross's palette assigned to you. So, moving right down the line, I actually had to steal one of your lines. I didn't realize it until I just watched your video to make sure I was getting the right criteria. And you already mentioned it, but for the next YouTuber, who happens to be Kelsang Inferno, another guy from across the pond, this one in jolly old England, I'm going to assign him the Replicator from Star Trek. But it's not just because of coffee. It's actually for something a little more refined and civilized. Yes, we're talking about none other than tea. Kelsang was really, really, really adamant that I try Yorkshire tea. So I ordered it special and had it delivered over here, and it was pretty damn good. So being a tea aficionado I am, my heartfelt thanks for getting me outside of my Earl Grey Darjeeling kind of phase. So in regards to the Replicator, all I can say about it is this.
Tea Earl Grey hot.
All right, so that takes care of that. So we're getting down there now. Next up, we're going to have Super Russ 9000. Everyone knows Mr. Russ. He is a frequenter on basically every live stream that people do. Big-time poster on Instagram, and just, a great collector overall and a great guy overall. Real super fellow. So him, I'm going to actually assign something maybe a little more esoteric, but nonetheless, it's so appropriate. It was actually his request, too. He wants the Amulet of Mara from Skyrim.
Ah, here's the blushing bride now.
For those of you who knows what it is, I don't need to explain it. Just think of the Horgon from Star Trek Next Generation, and then you have some inkling of what it is. But so that's what you get, Super Russ. I guess I could have gave you the Horgon itself. It might be easier to find audiovisual for it, because I know I have those on DVD or whatever. But alas, as you get, you want an Amulet of Mara, you got it, boss. And finally, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up with another of our famous brethren here in the YouTube comics community, none other than 64-page special. So what pop culture icon would I apply to him? Well, after thinking long and hard on this one, actually this is like the very first one I thought of, I would have to assign to you Mr. Bruce Buffer's microphone. For those of you who don't know who Bruce Buffer is, a quick repast.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
And there you have it. I mean, how much more fitting can you get? The guy with the announcer voice, who has the announcer intros.
Hey gang, Genome presents.
Funnily speaking, going up with the most famous announcer that we've had for the last 30 years. So there you have it. There's actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 people. So I thought I had 8 for a minute, but that should meet all criteria. But I'm not really in this for the prize. I just wanted to do the video because I think it's a really fun one. And John's got a great channel. His live streams with Perry are really funny too. He's been playing classic WoW lately. So if you haven't jumped in there, just jump in and hang out. You don't even have to be a fan of WoW. It's enjoyable listening to those guys banter. So anyway, thanks for watching this, and good luck to everyone in the contest who submitted things on time. Good luck on hitting 800 subs, John. I think you'll be there in no time at all at this pace. So you're only 14 off now, so you probably have that by the end of the week. So anyway, once again, thanks for watching. Until next time, this is Genome, eagerly awaiting his next contest.